What happened behind closed doors will leave you speechless. Interior Old Victorian House. Night. The camera pans slowly across a quiet neighborhood drenched in the soft glow of streetlights. A thick fog rolls in, swallowing the pavement and curling around the rusted iron gates of a large Victorian house standing eerily still at the end of the street. The house looks abandoned, but a faint light flickers behind one of the upstairs windows. A crow caws in the distance. Wind brushes through brittle branches, making them creak like ancient bones. The front door of the house swings slightly, though no one is seen nearby. The camera moves closer, and the house's worn facade becomes clearer. Peeling paint, shattered glass in one window, and ivy creeping up the sides like claws. Narrator, VO. They say some doors are closed for a reason. Some secrets are never meant to be uncovered. The scene shifts inside. Dust dances in the pale moonlight spilling through a cracked window. Furniture covered in white sheets creates the ghostly impression of people frozen in time. A clock ticks loudly, too loudly, in the silence, then stops. Just stops. Suddenly, a loud bang echoes from upstairs. The screen flickers to black for a second, then returns. Footsteps echo from the top of the wooden staircase, measured, heavy, and deliberate. But no one is visible. The camera pans to the floor where a trail of red paint, or is it blood, leads from the hallway to a closed door at the end. The door is large, old, and covered with strange, almost ritualistic carvings. It pulses faintly in the dim light as if the wood itself is breathing. Narrator, VO. Behind that door. Something happened, something no one dares to speak of. We see a photograph on the floor, faded, torn in half. One half shows a smiling family. The other half is burnt, leaving a blackened edge and the impression of a face that had been deliberately destroyed. A child's toy rolls across the hallway floor by itself and stops at the base of the door. Then silence again. In the background, a woman's whisper is heard. Soft, unintelligible, but pleading. Woman's voice, whispering, "Please, don't go in there." Lightning flashes. The door shakes violently, as though something, or someone, is trapped inside. The sound of scratching comes from behind it. Nails, desperate, cut to black. Narrator, VO. Some truths aren't just hidden, they're buried alive. Title appears, What Happened Behind Closed Doors Will Leave You Speechless. Introduction of Main Characters section, following the eerie tone established in the opening. Inti Victorian House, Day, Flashback. The house, once vibrant and full of life, contrasts sharply with the dark, decaying version we saw before. Laughter echoes through the halls. Sunlight filters in. It feels normal. 1. Eleanor Grayson, 40s, the elegant yet reserved matriarch. A schoolteacher with a composed exterior, but beneath her calm lies grief she's never fully processed. Her eyes often linger too long on closed doors. 2. Thomas Grayson, 45, Eleanor's husband, a former military man turned author, quiet, brooding, and fiercely protective of his family. He keeps a study that no one else is allowed to enter. 3. Lucy Grayson, 16, their teenage daughter, curious, artistic, and deeply intuitive. She sketches what she dreams, images that sometimes frighten even her. She's the first to notice when something changes in the house. 4. Ben Grayson, 9, the youngest child, innocent, playful, and unusually sensitive to the unseen. He talks to someone named Mr. Whispers, an imaginary friend the family dismisses, until it's too late. 5. Aunt Marie, 60s, Eleanor's older sister. Stern and superstitious, she comes to stay after a family tragedy. She immediately senses something is wrong with the house and tries to warn Eleanor. Int family dining room. Day. Flashback continues. The family sits at the dinner table. The atmosphere is tense but polite. Lucy, looking at Ben, "You were talking in your sleep again." Ben, grinning, I wasn't asleep. Mr. Whispers was telling me stories. Eleanor, gently. Ben, sweetie, there's no one there. It's just your imagination. Aunt Marie, sharp, uneasy. You should listen to the boy. Children see what adults ignore. Thomas glances up from his plate. His expression tightens. Thomas, enough of that. This is our home, and our home is fine. Lucy lowers her fork, eyes drifting toward the hallway. The camera slowly tilts to follow her gaze, to that same large carved door at the end, narrator, VO. They all had secrets, but one of them knew what was coming, and did nothing to stop it. The calm before the storm section, maintaining the tone and pace of the previous parts. Inti, Victorian house, morning, flashback. The house is warm and bright, morning sunlight spills across the wooden floors. The ticking of the grandfather clock in the hallway sets a peaceful rhythm. Tea. Kitchen Eleanor hums softly as she prepares breakfast. Eggs sizzle, coffee brews, the clatter of dishes feels almost musical. She glances at a small photo on the fridge, the whole family smiling on a beach years ago. Ben runs in, dragging his school backpack behind him. Ben. Mom, can Mr. Whispers come to school with me today? Eleanor, chuckling. Only if he helps you with math. Ben grins and runs off. Eleanor watches him go, a flicker of concern briefly crossing her face, but it vanishes as quickly as it came. Int. Living room. Thomas sits in his armchair, reading a newspaper. He looks up as Lucy enters, dressed for school, headphones around her neck. Thomas, big test today? Lucy, history. I'll survive. She leans over and gives him a quick hug. For a moment, there's warmth. Real connection. In tea. Hallway. Marie quietly lights incense and places it near the door at the end of the hall. She mutters a quiet prayer under her breath. She flinches slightly when the door creaks, just a little without being touched. Marie, whispering, stay where you are. In tea. Dining room. Evening. That night the family gathers for dinner. The table is full. Eleanor pours wine. Thomas carves the roast. Lucy scrolls her phone. Ben plays with his food. Marie watches them all, her gaze lingering on each face like she's memorizing them. Eleanor, Ben, honey, don't poke your potatoes. Ben, I'm not. Mr. Whispers says they're aliens. Lucy, stifling a laugh. Well, they're about to be eaten by a hungry monster. Laughter fills the room. Even Marie smiles slightly. Narrator, VO. It was just an ordinary day. Smiles were real. The silence was still, and no one knew. The storm was already inside. Int, house, night. The house goes still, lights off, doors closed, footsteps fade. Then, a soft click from the hallway, the carved door unlocks itself. Cut to black. Strange clues begin to appear. Tension begins to simmer beneath the surface. Nt. Victorian house. Various rooms. Day. The house is no longer quite the same. It looks unchanged, but something beneath its surface feels disturbed. Nt. Lucy's bedroom. Lucy sketches in her notebook. She flips a page and freezes. There's a drawing she doesn't remember doing. The hallway door, wide open, and something shadowy crawling out of it. Lucy, softly, I didn't draw this. She flips back. The previous page is blank. Her breath quickens. Int. Kitchen. Eleanor stands at the sink, washing dishes. She pauses when she hears whispering, faint like a breeze carrying voices through the open window. She turns off the tap. The whispering stops. She glances outside. No one. Whisper, OS. He sees you. Eleanor spins around. The kitchen is empty. Inti. Hallway. Ben walks toward the door with his toy truck. He stops halfway, staring at something in the air. Ben, Mr. Whispers says you're scared now. That's funny. You didn't used to be. The truck rolls forward by itself and hits the base of the carved door. Int. Marie's room. Marie digs through a box, pulling out old books, talismans, and pages covered in strange symbols. Marie, speaking to herself, it's waking up again. I should have stopped it years ago. She begins drawing chalk symbols on the floor, trembling. T. Thomas's study. Night. Thomas hears tapping from the other side of the wall, steady, then frantic. He checks the bookshelves, presses along the wooden panels. Nothing. He steps back. A thud hits the wall, making a picture fall to the floor. Inside the frame is a family photo, but there's a face scratched out. Not by accident. Living room. Night. The family watches TV. Static flickers on the screen. Then a flash of an image. Lucy's drawing from earlier. The door opened, the shadow. Eleanor, did anyone see that? Thomas, see what? Lucy, turning pale. It was mine. It was in my sketchbook. Hallway, later everyone asleep. The door at the end creaks open an inch. A child's giggle echoes faintly, then silence. Narrator, V.O. It started small, unseen, unspoken, but evil never knocks. It seeps in quietly until it's already home. A critical turning point section, where everything shifts but the full horror remains hidden, for now. Victorian house. Night. A storm rages outside. Rain lashes the windows. Thunder rumbles low like a warning. Hallway. The carved door stands shut, but something presses behind it. The wood bends inward, just slightly, with each thunderclap. Ben stands in front of it, barefoot, his face expressionless. He holds his stuffed bear by one arm. Ben, whispering, "You said tonight." "Okay," he reaches for the handle. Living room. Lucy and Eleanor argue quietly. Lucy, "Something is wrong in this house, Mom. Don't you feel it? It's like it's watching us." Eleanor sighs. "It's just old. We're all stressed. You're letting your imagination." A sudden scream pierces the air. A child's scream. Hallway. Lucy and Eleanor race in. The door at the end is wide open. Wind whips down the hall from the impossible darkness beyond the threshold. The walls vibrate slightly, as if the house is breathing in fear. Ben is gone. Eleanor, Ben, Thomas's study. Thomas hears the scream and rushes out. The lights flicker as he runs down the hallway. Marie comes out of her room, face pale, clutching her chalk-covered hands. "Marie," he opened the door. No. Hallway. Moments later, the family stands frozen. No one dares step over the threshold of the open door. Inside, only blackness. No floor, no walls, just void. Then, slam. The door shuts itself, locks. Lucy pounds on it. Eleanor screams. Thomas throws his shoulder into it. Nothing. Narrator, V.O. In one moment, everything changed. No one saw what happened behind that door, but what came out of it was not the same. Hidden truths start to unfold section, where secrets begin to emerge and suspicions grow. Marie's room. Night. Rain still pours outside. Lightning flickers as Marie flips through an old, cracked, leather-bound journal. Her hands tremble as she reads faded entries and hand-drawn sigils. Candlelight flickers beside her. Marie, murmuring, "I knew it. The markings. The door. It's all happened before." She pulls out a photograph, an old family portrait taken in the same house decades ago. In the background, the same door. A child in the photo has been circled in red, and underneath it, written in ink, "He never came back." Lucy's room. Night. Lucy lies awake, staring at the ceiling. Her sketchbook rests on her chest. Something compels her to open it. Inside, new drawings, pages she didn't make. One shows Ben standing in front of the door, smiling, but behind him is a tall, twisted shadow. In another, she sees her father, kneeling in front of something, offering it a key. Lucy, softly, "No." "Dad?" Thomas's study, same time. Thomas unlocks a small safe hidden behind a bookshelf. Inside are letters, old ones, from a man named Jonathan Grayson, his grandfather. He reads them aloud. Thomas, reading. "The door must remain sealed. It's not a room, it's a cage, and it feeds on grief." It tricked me once. It will try again. Thomas looks toward the hallway, stricken. Int, family room. Later that night, the three, Marie, Lucy, and Thomas, gather around the dining table. Marie. I begged your mother not to move back here. This house. It remembers. Thomas. This can't be real. I thought it was just stories. Nightmares from childhood. I forgot them on purpose. Lucy Ben didn't. They all fall silent. Marie. Whatever's behind that door, it's older than us. It doesn't want to take, it wants to trade. She lays out a series of drawings, photographs, and symbols, connecting them like a map. A pattern emerges. Every few decades, a child disappears in this house. The last one was Marie's younger brother, Lucy. You knew all this time. Marie and I hoped I was wrong. Int hallway, night. The camera slowly approaches the carved door. Now there are scratches along the frame, from the inside, and beneath it, a drop of red. Narrator, VO. The truth never stays buried, especially when it's screaming to be let out. Shocking revelation scene where the truth finally emerges, disturbing, emotional, and irreversible. Int, basement, night. The storm has passed, but inside the house, tension has only grown. Lucy discovers a loose panel in the floor of the hallway. Beneath it, an old metal key scorched at the tip. She pockets it and moves quickly. Int Marie's room. Marie is on the floor, surrounded by protective symbols. She chants under her breath, Thomas, entering. We need answers. Now Marie slowly looks up, defeated. Marie. It's not just the house, it's us, our bloodline. This thing, it binds itself to grief, to guilt, to pain. She holds up a letter with Thomas's name on it. It's from his father. Marie, reading. If you're reading this, you've felt it, the pull, the way it watches you from that door. I gave it something once, your brother. I didn't mean to. God help me. I just wanted peace. Thomas whispers. I had a brother, Marie. You did. And so did I. Interior Lucy's room. Lucy flips back through her sketchbook. More pages have appeared. One of Marie as a child standing before the same door. Another of Thomas crying outside the room. One final sketch. Ben holding hands with a shadow, smiling. Lucy to herself. It's not taking them. It's keeping them. Int. Hallway. Night. The family gathers around the door again. Lucy steps forward, key in hand. Lucy, Ben is alive. I can feel it. Eleanor. If you open that door, Lucy, it's already open. It's just not done yet. She inserts the key. The door unlocks slowly. A sudden burst of cold air floods the hall. Inside, a dimly glowing void. As they approach, ghostly whispers swirl around them, fragments of the past. They step inside. Int, the other side. Unknown. A vast shifting space. Time and reality bend. The walls are made of memory, echoes of the house layered over one another. There stands Ben, unharmed, but older. Changed. As if time passed differently here. He turns. Smiles. Ben, Mr. Whispers, says you finally understand. Behind him, shapes. Familiar faces from the old photographs. The missing children, still alive, but not quite human anymore. Thomas stumbles back, horrified. Thomas, it's feeding on us, on what we hide. Ben, softly. No, it only shows you what you won't see. Narrator, VO. The door never hid evil, it reflected it. And some truths are more terrifying than lies. Emotional fallout scene, where the family grapples with the aftermath of the shocking revelation. Int. The other side, unknown. The door to the house stands behind them, now warped and distorted, a mere illusion. The world here feels alien, twisted, suspended between time and space. Ben stands in front of the family, still holding the hand of the shadowy figure that lingers behind him, a being that appears almost human, but not quite. Ben, softly, almost apologetically. It's not like I wanted to be here. I didn't know it would change. I just wanted to see what was on the other side. Thomas staggers backward, his face pale, trembling. Thomas, I don't understand. This isn't you. Ben smiles, but it's not his usual innocent grin. It's colder. Ben, I'm still me. But you're different. You're all different. Thomas, voice cracking. I abandoned you. I left you behind when I closed that door, when I turned my back on everything. My brother, my son. His voice cracks. Eleanor takes a step back, as if the revelation is too much to bear. Living room. Flashback. Quick flashes of moments from their past. Thomas, younger, closing the door on a crying boy. Eleanor holding a broken photograph. Marie standing by the door looking terrified but helpless. Narrator. VO. Some doors never close, they just lock you in, until the truth finds you. The other side. Continued. Eleanor stumbles back, her breath ragged as she looks at her son, no longer the little boy she once knew. Her eyes fill with tears. Eleanor, I should have known. I should have known. Ben, softly, I'm still here, Mom. I didn't go anywhere. Eleanor, sobbing, I lost you. I lost you so long ago. Her voice cracks, and for the first time in years, her walls of control crumble. Thomas reaches out to her, but there's nothing he can say. Marie, quietly, from the back, it's not just your fault. We all let it happen. We thought we could ignore it, bury it, but it doesn't stay buried. Marie's voice is heavy with guilt. She stumbles toward the door but stops before crossing the threshold, as if drawn to something she can't escape. Marie, I was here when it started. When I was just a girl, it whispered to me too. I thought if I ran away I could outrun it, but it came for me anyway. And now it's taken all of us. Lucy, tearfully, no, this is my fault. When I saw the drawings, I thought I was just imagining it, that it couldn't be true, but you didn't want me to know. You wanted me to be afraid, to keep running. She looks at Ben. His eyes are cold and distant. His little hand grips the shadow's fingers tighter. Lucy, whispering, I should have stopped it. I should have saved you. Ben shakes his head. No, Lucy, you were never supposed to. You didn't need to. I was already lost. All of us were. Hallway, present time. The camera lingers on the closed door behind them, the heavy silence hanging like a curse. Narrator, VO. In the end, it was never about saving anyone. It was about knowing when to let go, because some things are already gone. Living room, night. The family stands together, broken, lost in their grief. Lucy holds Ben's hand, but it feels cold, distant, like holding on to the past that they can never return to. The once vibrant home now feels like a hollow shell, a prison built by their own hands. Lucy, quietly, we can't fix this, can we? Thomas, whispers, no, not anymore. Marie, we never could. House, night. A final shot of the closed door, the sound of wind howling through the cracks. Narrator, VO. Behind every door, there's a secret. Behind every secret, a cost. And some doors, they were never meant to be opened. Consequences and aftermath section, where the long-term effects of the revelation set in and the family confronts their new reality. Victorian house. Morning. The house, once a place of memories, now feels like a tomb. The sun rises, casting weak light through the windows, but the house remains cold, distant. Living room. Day. The family sits in silence. Eleanor stares at the empty space where Ben once sat at the table. Thomas flips through old family photos, each image of a happier time, now a painful reminder of what was lost. Thomas, softly. It wasn't just Ben. It took all of us, without us even realizing it. Marie, quietly. We can't undo what's been done, but we can live with it, or at least try to. She pauses and then speaks with a bitter edge. Marie, and maybe, finally, stop running from it. Lucy, but what if it's still here? What if it comes for someone else? Thomas, it won't. It can't. We've faced it. We've broken the cycle. Marie, you don't understand. It's not just about breaking the cycle. It's about accepting it. We'll never be free of it, not completely. It's part of us now. XT, Victorian House. Day. The house looms, seemingly unchanged from the outside, but it's a different place now. The quiet that used to feel comforting now feels suffocating. The door at the end of the hallway is gone, but its absence is more unsettling than its presence. Narrator, VO. Sometimes justice isn't about righting the wrongs, it's about surviving the consequences. And in this house, surviving means remembering. Int, family room. Days later. The family is together again, but it's clear that things will never return to normal. Eleanor cleans the house as if it's a ritual, moving with mechanical precision. Eleanor, to herself, we'll carry on, we'll carry on. Lucy, but it's not the same, Mom, you don't feel it? The house, it's empty. It used to be alive, alive with us. Now it's just hollow. Eleanor pauses. I know, but we have to keep going. Thomas, sighing. We have to find a way to keep living with the emptiness. Inti. Marie's room. Night. Marie sits on her bed, staring out the window. The moonlight casts eerie shadows across the walls. She holds the photo of her younger brother, the one from years ago. She gently touches the picture. Marie whispers, "You were the first. I couldn't save you, but I'll carry you, even if it means living with the pain." XT, graveyard. Day. The family stands together in front of a small grave. Ben's grave. It's a quiet, somber scene. The inscription reads, "Forever a part of us, even when we can't remember." Lucy, silent, holding back tears. He's gone, but he's never really gone. Is he? Thomas, looking down. No, he's not. He's still here, in ways we never understood. The house, the door. It was never about taking him. It was about making us see who we truly are. Int, living room, evening. The house is eerily quiet now. The family has slowly begun to accept their new reality. Thomas walks past the old family photos on the mantel, but he doesn't linger. He stops at the final photo, an old family portrait taken years ago with Ben's smiling face in the center. The picture is cracked, but the smile remains. He touches the frame softly, as if trying to hold on to something that's slipping away. Thomas, we'll never be the same, but we'll keep going. For him, for us. Int, Victorian House. Night. The camera pans through the empty halls of the house. The storm clouds have cleared, and the full moon now illuminates the rooms. The air feels heavier now, still and unresolved. But there is a sense of peace. Not a peaceful peace, but a quiet one. A stillness that speaks of acceptance rather than denial. Narrator, VO. There are no easy answers, no justice that brings the past back, only the fragile hope that somehow we can find a way to live with it. And sometimes, that's enough. The final shot lingers on the door frame where the carved door once stood. The frame is empty, but a faint whisper seems to echo from the walls, as though the house is breathing, waiting. Closing twist or reflection scene, designed to leave the audience with a haunting question that lingers long after the story ends. Inti, Victorian House. Night. The house is eerily still. The camera slowly pans through the familiar hallways, the ones once full of memories, laughter, and unspoken fear. The air is thick with silence. Everything is quiet, too quiet. Int, living room. Night. The family has moved on, or at least they've tried. The photos are back on the mantel. The chairs once abandoned are now occupied. But something feels off. Eleanor sits in her usual chair, but her eyes are vacant, distant. Thomas walks past, but doesn't seem to notice. He's lost in his own thoughts. Marie stands by the window looking out into the night, her face strained. Lucy, slowly, "It's not over, is it?" She looks at her family, her voice quivering. Lucy whispers, "It's not over." Int, hallway, night. The camera moves toward the old door frame, where the carved door once stood, now. Nothing. Just the bare wood. But the emptiness is wrong. A faint, barely noticeable creak echoes through the hallway. The wood shifts like something is pressing from behind it. Narrator, VO. The truth doesn't vanish. It lingers, waiting, because some doors are never meant to stay closed. Ent family room. Same time. Lucy steps into the living room, her face pale, almost drawn. She holds her sketchbook in her hands. Slowly, almost involuntarily, she opens it to the next page. It's a drawing, her family, standing together. But there's something wrong about it. Behind them, faint but clear, is the carved door. But this time, Lucy isn't drawing it. It's there, alive, in the background, staring back at her. The shadows seem to stretch out like fingers. Lucy, voice trembling. "No, I didn't draw this." Eleanor, looking up, confused. "What are you talking about?" Lucy flips through the rest of the sketchbook. New drawings have appeared on every page, familiar faces, but always with the door lurking in the background. The door's shape, its haunting presence, always there, waiting. Thomas. "What's wrong?" Lucy stares, wide-eyed. Lucy whispers, "The door never left. It's still here, watching us, and we never closed it, not really." Int hallway, night. The camera lingers on the empty doorframe once more. The house is silent. But then, the faintest creak echoes through the air. The door isn't gone. It never was. XT, Victorian house, night. The camera pulls back, leaving the house behind. The lights flicker in the windows, casting long shadows. From the distance, the house seems almost alive, its dark outline pulsating against the night sky. Narrator, VO. The house remembers, and it's always waiting. For the next time someone opens the door. Fade out.